Visit PennDOT.gov/safety for more information. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Tune in June 2nd from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. for a conversation with Minnesota's Attorney General, Keith Ellison. Join co-hosts Keir Bradford Gray, Thomasine Tynes, and Wanda Davis on The Power of the Vote.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. Word's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. The Public Health Management Corporation is hiring for exciting roles, including a medical director and registered nurses. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative. Brought to you by Word Radio, progressive, Black Talk Media.
Tune in for holistic health information provided by Dr. Paul every weekend on WURD. Check out the Holistic Hour Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and the Green Hour Sunday afternoons at 3 p.m. only on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media.
We are the home of progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on Word Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter. L-O-V. What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So, welcome to Thriving Thursday here and the last day of the Love and Life week. I hope all is coming along well with you and yours. Now, you know, I know you all have been watching the news. At least I know the majority of us have been watching and waiting. So you know we have to talk about the verdict. You know we do. And we're going to get into that. As a matter of fact, I think we should do that this entire first hour tonight because I want to know what you think and how you feel. But in the meantime, before we get to that conversation, family, let us know that you are joining us. Send us a hello, send us some love. Feel free to do so any way you care to do it. You can call us if you'd like. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. And you know what? You can even share a comment on our socials. And I promise I'll do my best to read it aloud. So while you all check in, I'm going to share our Black History 365 moment. Today's Black History 365 moment is about Ace Liam Ankra. At the age of 1 year and 152 days, Ace Liam Ankra from Ghana was most recently named the world's youngest male artist by the Guinness Book of World Records. His mother, Chantel, also an artist, discovered his passion for painting when he was just 6 months old. Y'all, when I tell you I was looking his paintings up, I want one. I want one of his paintings. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But family, that is today's Black History 365 moment. I want to wish all of our love lights a happy birthday to everybody that is celebrating, each and every one of you that is celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to you. And you know, I am sending extra love and hugs to everyone whose light is shining even the slightest bit dimly today. I just want you to know, and we want you to know, that your entire tribe and village are right here. We've got you. We've got you. Yes, we do. I see that you're checking in, family. I see Nasir. Nasir sending peace and blessings. Hey there, Nasir, sending them right back to you. You know I am. Heather Wilson, our love light, she's checking in. She's sending love to the family. Hey there, Mika. Mika Johnson. She's Roots Picnic. It's Roots Picnic weekend in Philly. Yes, it is. Hey, Boo. I know everybody's going to be out there. Eric is checking in as well. I am well. He's asking how I am on this thankful Thursday. I am well. I am well. I will not complain. Our love light Diane Facette is tuned in, and she's sending love as well to the entire family. Hey there, Candace. Candace Merritt is checking in. Jay, I've missed you. Welcome back. Good to see you. And Alfred Evans. Hi there, Alfred. I'm happy, family. I'm happy to be here. Just so happy to be here. Okay, so you know what? You know I want to talk about it. You know I want to talk about this verdict. Nick, I'm coming to you too. I'm coming to you too. I was waiting with bated breath to see what the outcome would be. To be honest with you, I wasn't so sure that they would find him guilty. I listen, just in all honesty, because things have been so crazy as it pertains, well, the world in general, but particularly as it pertains to politics and that one individual. So, for those who are unaware, former President Donald Trump was found guilty on all 34 counts in connection with a hush money payment to adult film actor Stormy Daniels during his 2016 presidential campaign. So here we are. He is now a convicted felon, and he can still run for president. Okay. So I was reading, I said, let me see what, let me see what, let me see what's out there, what kind of information. The United States Constitution, let me share this with you. It lays out just 3 requirements for presidential candidates. Those requirements are: number 1, be a natural born citizen, not in any particular order. Number 2, be at least 35 years old. And number 3, you must have been a United States resident for at least 14 years. Now, he meets all of those requirements. So I did read something that was very interesting. Let me share this with you. This reads, there is arguably another criterion laid out in the 14th Amendment, where it states that no one who has previously taken on oath of office who engages in insurrection can be an officer of the United States. But, there's a but, you knew it was coming. But the United States Supreme Court ruled earlier this year, I think it was earlier this year, that Congress would have to pass a special law invoking this prohibition. So we know that hasn't happened. So family, talk to me. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you're thinking, how you're feeling. Once again, the number to call is 215-634-8065. You can even call me toll free. That number is 1-866-361-0900. Talk to me, family. This hour right here, it's me and you. We are talking about what is taking place today. We're talking about what most recently took place, and that was the verdict for former President Donald Trump. I just share with you, y'all, I did not think they were going to find him guilty. I did not. I just did not. I did not. Mika said she didn't either. Mika said, I didn't. Listen, I didn't have reason to believe that they would, just because of the way things have been going. Norm is checking in, and he's sending good vibes. I love it. I love it. Sending them right back to you, Norm. Always, always. Candace, please give your mother all of my love. You hear me? And you too. You all have been in my spirit lately. Malcolm shares, watching and listening from West Mount Airy. There you are. I was wondering where you were, Malcolm. Come on, family, talk to me. Talk to me. What do you think about what's next? The sentencing, I believe, is July 11th. Nick, do you know? I think it'll be on July 11th.
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I have to double check.
I'm almost certain. My spirit feels about 99.9% sure about this. I think that's what I remember. But what do you think about this whole debacle? Because that's what it is.
I thought that it was very likely that he was going to be convicted of this, just because of the nature of the crime, the nature of who Donald Trump is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like this is something that Donald Trump wouldn't do. This is very much within what we're used to seeing from him. So I did expect him to be convicted. I didn't think it was going to. I feel like this was pretty brief. I thought there was going to be a lot more deliberation over it, but yeah, this is an interesting precedent to set, because it's almost like, where do we go from here? And I kind of want to know what portion of his voting base, because before the conviction, people were saying, well, if he is convicted, then I'm going to drop my hat. I'm not going to vote for him, because then he would be a convicted felon and this and that. I would like to know what portion of the base drops off here. And I mean, in all honesty, I don't think this changes anything for his chances in the election. I think all the people who said they were going to vote for him before are still going to vote for him.
You know what? I believe that too. I absolutely do believe that. And he even made the statement saying November 5th, we'll all know on November 5th that the truth will be told, because of course, he said this was a farce, and the judge should not have been able to preside. He just kept saying everything was just, everything is against him, as it always.
Yeah, and before that, he did say that he said like Mother Teresa couldn't get past these charges or something like that. And it's just, it's. I understand that there's people out there that really like him because he speaks his mind, but it's like, if you're somebody that has to walk or that has to represent Trump, it's like, at what point do you tell your client, hey, can you keep it down? Like, stop talking, because that's why we're here now. You can't keep your mouth shut. And it's getting himself in trouble, but it could affect his chances in the election,
But here's the thing. I don't know that anyone is not telling him to keep his mouth shut. I just don't believe he cares. I don't believe he cares. I don't believe he listens. I mean, what I get from when I see him is that he believes he's above all. He's above everyone. He's above all things. And I get that from him, because that's pretty much what he tells us. Anytime you tell the entire world that you could kill someone in broad daylight, and he believes he is above all and everything. So that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, there's probably nobody who could really get him to sit down and relax. And no matter what comes up against him, he's always going to frame it as, he's fighting the good fight, and he's fighting for all of his supporters. But I don't know, man. If I was somebody who supported Trump, I'd be looking at this and going, this is ridiculous. Like, this man is just so polarizing, and he keeps talking about how divided the nation is, as if he didn't play a role in dividing the nation. It's so strange.
He keeps talking about how he's being done wrong. But the thing that gets me is that with everything that comes out of his mouth, he still has supporters. Now, he's been very clear about his intentions. He's been very clear. He's been very clear about everything he thinks and feels. There is no doubt. We don't have any doubt about anything that he thinks or feels. He's very clear with us. And He spews venom, and there are still people who support him. Still, we come on, listen. We all know what happened on January 6th. We all saw it play out in real time. This individual, according to him, they were all fighting the good fight, and they were good Samaritans. So I don't know when we're all going to wake up, because he should have been he should have been stopped a long time ago. Let me say that. I'm getting all upset. Let me go to the family. The family is talking. I sure did ask you to join the conversation, and then I've been running my mouth, getting myself all worked up. Alfred shares that he didn't think Donald Trump was going to get convicted either, but it's still early in the process. The appeals, yep, they've already filed the appeals. July 11th, July 11th is sentencing. I don't think he's going to get any time at all. Malcolm shares dump 45. He's guilty on all 34 counts. Nasir shares, with all of this against him, he can still run for office. How in the heck can that be? I'm with you, Nasir. Ayatunde, hi there. Ayatunde Garrett is joining us, sending love to everybody. Alfred shares that Donald Trump has already raised a lot of money since the verdict, which is awful. And he shares that it's because Donald Trump believes in his privilege. That's why he is or acts the way that he does. Candace, our love light, shares, I didn't notice that his wife wasn't there for the ruling or the court proceedings. I didn't see her, so I'm guessing maybe she's fed up with his nonsense too. I think she was fed up a long time ago. I think she was fed up before she said I do, quite honestly. Now, mind you, family, everything that is coming out of my mouth is my own personal opinion, so let me share that with you. It is not the opinion of the station or anyone associated with the station. It is only mine. But I believe that Donald Trump's wife, is her name Melania? I don't even know the woman's name. That's so sad. Is her name Melania, Nick? Is that her name?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, thank you. I don't speak of her often, so she doesn't hold any real estate in my spirit for me to know it for sure. But Melania always looks like she has left the building. She always looks like she is not concerned at all. So the appearance to me is that Melania could not care any less than she already does. Alfred shares that this election is going to be one for the history books. Oh, all of this. Our love light Diane shares they had too much evidence the jury couldn't even ignore. I think he'll appeal. Yes, the appeals have already been filed. Diane shares, I would hope some of his minions would back off from him. He said he's a dictator and he thinks he's a god. Yep, that's what he said. He's a sick individual. And the fact that Trump has that many supporters is so disturbing. Let me tell you, it is disturbing on so many levels. It is so disturbing to me as well. We are in dark days. We are in dark times. Alfred shares January 6th was a very scary day. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was a travesty. I'm going to take a moment and go to our phone lines. Gloria is calling us. Hi there. Welcome to the conversation. And thank you so much for calling.
Hey, Miss Carol. Good evening, Miss Carol.
Good evening.
God does not like ugly.
Okay. And could care less for beauty.
Let me tell you something. Nobody gets away with nothing. He sees everything.
Yes, he does.
He's only a man. He's not God. God controls his very next breath, just like he does ours. Okay? He's a human being, not the supreme being. He's flesh and blood, just like the rest of them. He's just a different color, that's all. And when they follow him, they're blind. And the devil is laughing at them. They stupid. You're just blind. And the black ones want to vote for him, they need to wake up and smell the coffee.
Oh, that scares me. That really scares me.
This man does not care about nobody but himself. His own wife, you see his wife or his children. Where's his family at?
Exactly. That's what, exactly.
And Melania, oh gosh, how did she marry him? Oh Lord Jesus!
I think it was for convenience. I think it was a business proposition. I really do.
No man that bad. Bye.
Hello. Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Listen, I'd rather be by myself than be with him to be miserable. Because I cannot live with somebody and then be unhappy. I'd have been through that. I'm not going through that no more. And I mean that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible says the king's heart's in the hands of the Lord. And the rivers of water, God turn what he desires. And God's going to fix this other situation. He's going to fix all of it.
Yes, he is.
Don't stand before him. All of us do on that day. And he's not Jesus Christ. Who do you think he is?
Exactly. And he repeats it. He repeats it. He says it with conviction. He owns that. When he says it with conviction.
No, but something's wrong. But you know, he's a little mental too. There's something. He has a mental problem. He does. Something happened to him as a child.
I believe that. Yeah. Well, you saw his father too.
Huh?
You saw his father. His father.
He was a Klansman. His grandfather was a Klansman also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be a maid. His mother was a maid at one time.
I did not know that.
Oh, somebody at the job showed me that. Told me at work. So his mother was a maid. And when you look at Donald Trump next to his father, he don't even look like him. Wow. They don't even look alike. I said, where's the man? Is he adopted or something? I don't know, man. You know. But there's Social Security and all that stuff. So he's someone taking that stuff away from people? You kidding me? And you kidding me? Please. God ain't gonna let him do that either. No, he's not gonna take it. No, you better not even touch that man. You ain't seen no boy yet.
How about that? I believe that too. Gloria, thank you so much for joining the conversation. Thank you so much for calling in. Family, here we are talking. I'm asking you what you think and how you feel about today's verdict. The verdict was that Donald Trump was found guilty on all 34 counts in connection with a hush money payment to adult film actor Stormy Daniels. Norm shares, here's our rebel rouser. Norm shares, I think there's nothing to worry about. It's over for him. Yes, he will get some votes, but not enough to win. Now we can move on. Norm, I'm not so sure about that. I am not so sure about that. He has so much support, and he's gained support over time. And I mean, if you look at the history of things, quite honestly, everybody in this room has at one point in time thought that we'd be past him by now, and he's still here. So I don't know about moving on, Norm, but I would love to hear more about your point of view. I would, why you think that or believe that. Gary Bryant is checking in. Hey there, Gary. Family, listen, we're going to take a short commercial break. But when we come back, this conversation is continuing. So stay with us.
Make sure you check out Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton, Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM. Progressive Black Talk Media. Streaming online at wordradio.com, on social, and on the Word Radio app.
Registration is now open for the 2024 Pennsylvania Conference for Women. This exciting event will feature Shirley Ralph, Robin Earlzone, Diana Nyad, and dozens more to be announced. Register today for a day of insight, inspiration, and networking designed to help women advance in the workplace and beyond. The Pennsylvania Conference for Women will be held on November 7th at the Pennsylvania Convention and Exhibition Center. You'll enjoy inspiring keynote, practical skill building breakout sessions, and ample networking opportunity. From the Conference for Women, the largest series of professional women's conferences in the country. This annual event sells out fast, so secure your spot now. For details and ticket information, visit paconferenceforwomen.org.
The YMCA is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. Y is the before work hustle, an after school home, a section of my block, a corner to call my own. With my Y, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your Y. Join today at ymca.org for a better us.
June is Black Music Month, and this year, the WURD Message in the Music series presents Trans Afro Express, the global impact of African, Caribbean, and African American music. Join us on Friday, June 14th from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live, 3025 Walnut Street. This event features a panel discussion, live performances, and the flyest Afrobeat, reggae, hip-hop, and R&B dance party in Philly. If you love to dance and you want to learn more about the global impact of our music, then join us Friday, June 14th from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live. Admission is $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Get your tickets now at worldradio.com. This Black Music Month event is in partnership with Fun Times Magazine and brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone First, and Pico. We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black talk media, WURD.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. In this hour, it is you and I. We are talking about the events of today. So most recently, in case you did not hear, Donald Trump, see, I can't even get it out. I can't even say it. Former President Donald Trump was found guilty on all 34 counts in connection with the hush money payment to adult film actor Stormy Daniels during his 2016 presidential campaign. He is now a convicted felon, and he can still run for president. I'm asking you what your thoughts are on this, on all of it, not just that, but on all of it, about him as well. I want to know what you think and how you feel. I do see that some comments came in, but Nick was sharing some information with me during the commercial break. Nick, would you mind sharing with the family what you were seeing?
Yeah, I'm watching a live stream of the live news coverage of the trial as the people discuss it, and it has live comments that go along with it. And there's a lot of people showing support for Trump. There's also some really funny comments that are against them. People saying things like people are saying like Trump for prison. Things like that. They were
like
just
that one.
they were making me laugh. I don't know why, but there's so many comments that are like, oh, Trump's gonna bounce back. It doesn't even matter, But amongst all of those, you have things like felons for Trump, racists for Trump, and law and order for Trump. Just comments that I was seeing that I thought was just great.
Wait, what was that? Felons for Trump?
Felons for Trump, yeah.
Racists for Trump, and law and order for Trump.
Yeah, I like Trump for prisons. That's just probably my favorite one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the one I like. That's the one I like. I'm telling you, I just y'all, I just want to know when others are going to wake up. I constantly see posts and social media posts and all kinds of things on the internet from people that we all know Trump could not care any less about, supporting him or acknowledging their support for him. So when is it going to happen, y'all? When will we wake up? Our love light Joanne, she shares Trump doesn't have the capacity to defer to anyone else. This has been for his entire life. His supporters are coming from an ideology of racism and hate. She shares, I'm just glad his ego was a little crushed today. Do you think it was? I'm not even sure. I'm telling you, with him, I just feel like, like he doesn't, I just don't feel like it penetrates because he feels like he's above all. I don't know. Did it look, because even when he was giving his speech, everything he said was that, basically everybody was against him. Everybody that had anything to do with the trial was against him, and that he's fighting the good fight. That was basically, to sum up, what his remarks were. I don't know. I don't know if his ego can be crushed because he thinks so highly of himself. Diane, you know what? I'm going to beat you with a wet noodle. Diane is cracking up about Melania. She shares that she believes Melania is selling gold coins on the internet. That gave me a good laugh. Thank you for that. Thank you. Gary shares that Trump's wife has long been through with him and his nonsense. I know, right? Candace, she shares, well, karma is going to get him. Just let this play out at this point. Oh, but when, Candace, when? Our love light, Miss Rosalind, is joining us. Hi there, beautiful. And she shares she's giving everybody their flowers while we can still smell them. Gary follows his comment with, unfortunately, a lot of us are just lost and don't have a clue. And then he shares, Trump is a lot mental without a doubt. Yes. And he says the overwhelming support for Donald Trump says a lot about America. When are we truly going to wake up about this country? I keep asking the same thing. I keep saying the same thing. Alfred shares that he believes the two lawyers that were on the jury were very instrumental in all 34 guilty convictions. I believe so too. I really do. Yeah. Norm has Norm. What are you saying, Norm? Norm shares, let me share this with you all. What kind of a bird cannot fly? A jailbird. He said, I couldn't resist, my friends. You know what, Norm? Diane shares, now I don't know if anyone remembers his wife getting on Air Force One, wearing this particular jacket. As she went into the aircraft, she stepped to show us what was written on the back of it. I remember this. It read, I don't care, or something to that effect. I remember that. Diane shares, I believe she is carved out of the same block of cheese that her narcissistic husband is. You know what? I believe so too. I really do. It's just, Alfred shares, just think. Ordinarily, most people convicted of felonies of 34 charges would have been taken into custody. So where are we, people? Where are we, family? Where are we? July 11th. Do we think he'll be sentenced? Do we think he will? Do we think he will? Miss Rosalind shares, yeah, his ego was definitely crushed. People got a taste of day on medicine and believe the Black people have to be very careful out there. Yes. Alfred shares his ego was crushed, and he's going to fight back even harder with appeals. Yeah, I believe that. So Nick, do you think he's going to get any time? Nick, did you leave me? Nick left me. Family, I ask you this question. Do you think he's going to get any time? On July 11th, he will be sentenced. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think he will be given any time at all. Quite honestly, I don't understand how he will still be able to run for president, especially after having been convicted. That feels like a no-brainer to me, but that speaks volumes about this country in which we live. Volumes. What do you think, family? I'm looking to see your comments. Also, call me. You know I want to talk to you. You know I do. 215-634-8065 or toll free at 1-866-361-0900. Do you think on July 11th, when Donald Trump is sentenced, that he will receive time? That's what I want to know. That's the question. That's the question that I have for you right now. Let's see. Diane shares how much bail this time, $1 billion, hopefully, or he just gets to go home. She shares, I think he won't go to jail. I don't think he will either. I don't think he will either. Alfred shares, well, remember that the Supreme Court is mostly conservative. With 3 Trump appointees, they may be willing to find a way to save him. Oh, absolutely. No doubt that they will. No doubt. Karen shares the wifey got her and her parents green cards. Aren't other states waiting their turn to try Trump? They are. I was looking, you know what? I was looking to see how many other cases there are, because I know there's some other cases. What about the 91 counts? Donette Paris, hi, our love light shares. This man may still become president. That scares me beyond comprehension, beyond imagination, quite honestly. It really does. I mean, he's been so vocal about the things he will do once in office again. So that right there, it just cannot happen. Our love light Rosalind shares the scary part, and that is that Black people need to vote. Well, they need to vote blue. Yeah. Diane shares he's just playing the martyr, and that's what he loves. He always does. He always does. Nick, did you come back to us yet?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. That's okay. That's all right. So I was asking a question of you. Do you think on July 11th, when Donald Trump is sentenced, that he will actually get any time?
I'm a little pessimistic about that. I don't think so. I think he should, but I don't think he will. But somebody pointed out that Bill Cosby, who was like 80 something or maybe even older than that, he went to prison. Like, he actually got time for that. And it made me think, oh yeah, I guess it's not even a matter of whether or not Trump is too old. It's just a matter of whether or not you can get the right people in there to make a good case for him to go inside. But then again, I mean, you really think Trump's gonna let you put him inside of a prison?
And we're talking about a white man and a Black man. So that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a whole nother conversation. When you talk about Donald Trump, that in and of itself, I'll say one thing. He is right about one thing. That he's in a class all by himself. That I will say. So when you talk about him, there are different rules that apply. Yeah. Miss Rosalind shares, who is this? Michael Cord says he doesn't believe that Trump will get any time. If anything, house arrest. I don't even think he'll get that. Karen shares, better make Obama come out of mothballs. Let me tell you something. That's my forever first family, okay? And my forever president. I think Barack Obama is saying, keep me away. Keep me out of all of this. All of it. All of it. Oh my goodness. I really do. Listen, if I was Barack Obama, that's what I would say. But once again, like I say it all the time, and I mean it. The Obamas are my forever first family. Barack Obama is my forever president. So, well, so how about this? How about this part of it? What do you think? How do you think the commercials will be now? The campaigns. You think Biden? What do you think Biden's campaign, his commercials for his campaign, will be now? How do you think they will go? What do you think they will be like?
I gotta say, I think that Trump is gonna find a way to spend this to make him look like, and this sounds ridiculous, but make him look like a bad boy president. I think he's really gonna like have T-shirts that say like "Free Trump" and stuff. He's not even gonna be locked up, but he's gonna have shirts that say like "Free Trump," things like that. I mean,
definitely.
You put his face on anything, and his people will buy it. That's just how it is,
Most definitely. Like listen, I'm in agreement with you. He's going to put on those ugly gold sneakers and have his flunkies. And listen, family, let me be clear. Let me make it absolutely clear to you. Everything that I'm saying is my very own opinion. It is my very own thought. I just want to be so clear. I am not speaking on behalf of anyone except me. But I do believe absolutely, just as he did before, the photos Trump was taking, the photos he had that he was, with what he called his supporters, Black people who were his supporters. Yeah, I think now he'll have them in his sneakers. I don't think he'll wear them, but he'll have his supporters in his sneakers. He'll have Black people in his sneakers saying that, he's down for the culture and that, he's fighting the good fight and all of that. I really do. I really do.
I think there's a chance that he can find a way to spin this and talk about prison reform or something like that. Now that he might be facing some time, he's gonna try and spin this as, oh yeah, we got to talk about prison reform in this country. This is terrible.
You know what? I can't even imagine reform coming out of his mouth because he's glorified being a bad boy already. I don't think that. I think he'll talk about prison as a badge of honor. That's what I think he'll do. That's exactly what I think he'll do.
I agree.
Yeah, Diane shares to see that's the problem. Eric, you said you think Trump won't let anyone put him in prison. Well, that is the problem. They give him the power to do whatever he wants. There are no consequences, when in reality, a true justice system wouldn't be scared of this man. They truly let this person do or say whatever he wants. Shame on America. I am with you on that. I said Trump must know where everybody's skeletons are buried, because it feels and appears to me that no one will shut him down. No one. That's the appearance of it all. I am always forever prayerful, though, that is not the case and that it changes. But we're going to see, family. It's time for us to take another commercial break. When we come back, I want to talk some more about this, because not all of you let me know what you think and what you feel. And I want to know. This is too big of a conversation. I want to know. What do you think and how do you feel? The phone lines, they're forever open, because I always want to talk with you. And feel free to continue to comment on our socials. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you're up late or traveling overnights Saturday into Sunday, then check out The Let Out. It's a new music show to help you relax, relate, and release. If you're not up late but need a smooth playlist to groove to, then check out each episode on Word Radio's SoundCloud page. Visit soundcloud.com/onword and look for our playlist. That's The Let Out. Sunday mornings at 2 a.m. only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Only 4% of universities in the U.S. are R1 research institutions, and Temple University is one of them. This means 100% of students have the opportunity to participate in hands-on learning and research with world-class faculty. With over 600 academic programs across 17 schools and colleges, Philadelphia's largest public university provides students with a rich variety of opportunities and propels graduates to succeed in their careers. Temple University. Schedule a campus tour today at admissions.temple.edu/visit.
Junior achievement is where dreams take flight. We are helping students connect what they learn in school to future work and career success. We are teaching them how to manage money to achieve financial security as adults. And we are showing them that starting a business also means changing lives and communities. However, we can't do it alone. Go to ja.org to learn more.
As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine. MDA empowers people like me to live the best lives we can. Learn more at mda.org today.
Long nose, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So in this hour, we've been talking about the most recent conviction of former President Donald Trump on all 34 counts. So I will share this with you. To that point, prior to the commercial break, I was asking all of you if you believe that he will get any jail time when he's sentenced on July 11th. July 11th is the date that has been chosen for his sentencing. It is 4 days, I think 4 days before the start of the Republican National Convention that's scheduled to take place in Milwaukee. So that should be interesting. Should be very interesting. What I did read, though, there was CNN senior legal analyst Eli Honig said that most Class E felony convictions, the least serious type of felony in New York, result in non-prison sentences, often a combination of probation, fines, and community service. Y'all, I don't think this man is going to get any time. And while I was watching to hear what the verdict would be, that was repeated several times that he is a first-time offender. So I believe they were trying to get us ready that he will not receive any jail time. But here's another thought of mine too. And so one of our family members said, well, doesn't he have some other lawsuits? Yes, he does, with more serious charges. I think this right here was just to appease, because this conviction was one of the less serious. I think this conviction was to appease some. That's what I believe. That's what I think. That's what I believe. Because I don't think that things are going to go the same way with the other lawsuits. That's just my thought. That's my feeling. I feel like they're saying, well, this is the least serious of the charges in the lawsuits. Let's just give him a slap on the hand for this. But I don't think he'll get any time. I don't. And they knew that, because he's convicted, he could still run for president. So that won't have any bearing on anything. Gary shares, the system is so extremely corrupt. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Always has been. Always has been. Owen has a question. Owen asks, should Fannie Willis go to prison for fraud? Well, what do you think, Owen? What do you think? Should Fannie Willis go to prison for fraud? Since you're posing the question, I'm just curious to know what your point of view is. That's what I'm curious to know. Oh, family, I do always appreciate you joining the conversation. I appreciate you obliging and accommodating when I do ask. This right here, when I saw it today, I said, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I cannot wait until July 11th to hear what the result of the sentencing is. But I tell you this, I am fearful. I know I'm not going to live in fear, so that's not where I'm going with this. But I'm challenged with the thought. I will say that. That's a better way to put it. I'm challenged with the thought of the reaction, of what the reactions will be once he's sentenced. That I'm challenged with. Listen, this man has called for dangerous things to happen in the past. I don't doubt that he would do the same again. I just don't. I don't. Diane shares fines. Take his buildings, his business, his golf courses. Get him in the pocket. Keep getting that money from him until doomsday. Get it now until doomsday. He'll really get upset about that. You know what? I agree with you, but he keeps getting donations. He keeps getting money. So I don't know. I'm telling you, I think he knows where everybody's skeletons are hidden. I really do. I think that's the bottom line. He has to have something on all of them, because nobody will sit him down. Nobody seems to be able to do so. The appearance to me is that nobody wants to sit him down. So I don't know. Nick, what do you think is going to happen on July 11th? Like I said, I'm challenged with what the reactions will be once he is sentenced. I'm saying on either side, both sides of it.
Well, do you think that there's going to be another January 6th kind of thing?
I think it could potentially. Well, here's the thing. So it depends on what the sentencing is. If he does not receive any time, I think people are going to be outraged. I think people are going, and they may very well, do some harmful things. But on the other side of that, if he does receive time, then absolutely, I believe the supporters of the January 6th experience, if you will, I think they will retaliate. Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think so as well, and I think they're becoming more and more emboldened to do it. As Trump has mentioned before, that he called the people who started the riots on January 6th. I think he called them like heroes or patriots or something like that.
He did.
Something like that. If you hear the president of the United States, former president of the United States, say something like that, then you're going to think, yeah, I was right. And you know what? I'll do it again. So,
absolutely.
I mean, for him getting jail time, I think that'll definitely kind of stir the pot and possibly just push it over the edge. I don't know. I just don't know how you plan or quell something like that, because it's been brewing for a while in this nation. So it's difficult to get things to settle down, get people to settle down, because this will obviously cause a lot of controversy.
Absolutely. Like I said, either way it goes, if he gets time or if he doesn't. If he does not get any time, I think people will be outraged. I think they will. I think they absolutely will. And if he does get time, like I said, I think his supporters will go stark raving mad. I think they will. All right, family. I know I've exhausted your bandwidth with this conversation. I'm sure I have. And rightfully so, understandably so. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome. As always, you are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. I was sharing with you, family, that in this hour, I just wanted to talk about the most recent verdict, and that we did. Harold has a comment. Harold shares January 6th, Trump was in charge. They knew where to attack. The government is ready. He shares it all. Oh, wait a minute. Did I read that right? Yes. January 6th, Trump was in charge. They have now. No, they knew where to attack. The government is ready. You believe the government is ready now? I don't know. Gary shares, it all says a lot about America that Trump has this much influence. Oh, absolutely. I'm in agreement with that. In full agreement with that. But it doesn't seem to. So here's the thing for me, because I was hopeful that the more we saw of him, the more we heard him, the more we were all made aware of everything that he has said and has done and has been doing. I was so hopeful that, the scales would tilt, that there would be less supporters, that there would be less people coming out advocating for him. But that hasn't happened. If anything, it feels to me like there were more people that made their support known or wanted to make their support known. And that is so disturbing. It's so disturbing. So I don't see it getting better. I don't see it getting better. Not for a while. I think that it's going to take something really, I hate that I feel this way, but I'm just sharing with you. As you know, I'm very transparent. I really do feel that it's going to take something very big to turn the tables. Quite honestly, that's my thought on it. That is my thought on it. All right, family. All right. We're getting gearing up for the next hour. In the next hour, we have Brother David Levy-Bey, who is joining us again. I love when he comes to visit, and he's brought a guest with him. Now, it's so interesting because we've been having these conversations about growing our own food. Well, we started the conversation about growing our own food and, trying to live a more holistic lifestyle. And Nasir sent me, our brother Nasir sends me a video today. I said, Nasir Butler. He sent me a video today. I said, oh my goodness, you have ESP, because we're going to have this conversation about growing food. I'm going to share the video too with everybody because I thought it was so interesting. And I'm going to ask Brother David and his guest, Troquad Akeem, to talk with us about the video and about holistic living, about growing our food, all of that good stuff. I cannot wait to have this conversation. I cannot. Family, we're going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, once again, Brother David Levy-Bey and Troquad Akeem. Stay with us because we'll be right back.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed this week on The Source.
Dr. Vance Gray is the Associate Provost for Academic Affairs and Workforce Development at Community College of Philadelphia. Christopher Lewis is the Director of Recruitment for Non-Credit and Career Technical Education Programs. So now, tell me, what's the breaking news so I can just start singing and dancing? Hold on.
Well, the breaking news is that as part of our Google Career Certificate program, we're going to also be offering AI Essentials. It's a 10-hour course that will go along with the other courses in the suite. So as you are taking your digital marketing, e-commerce, or your cybersecurity, data analytics, or IT support, you'll also receive a 10-hour AI Essentials course that you can go through at your pace so that you truly understand the world that we're evolving into, be able to use the types of tools and develop the skills that you need to continue to evolve.
And that's the hottest 60 seconds this week on The Source on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey everybody, do you hear those drums? Guess what? It's Odunde time. I'm so excited. I hope that you are too. We are celebrating the 49th year. Can you believe it? The 49th year of the Odunde Festival. We have a week of events from June 2nd to June 8th, and everything will culminate on Sunday, June 9th for the Odunde Festival located at 23rd and South Streets. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you and your family. And guess what? This year, guess who our headliner is? Drew Hill. Yes, Drew Hill will be hitting the South Street stage at 23rd and South Streets at 7 p.m. I'll see you there. And for more information, please go to odundefestival.org.
If you're caring for one of the 16 million Americans living with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, you probably have many questions. COPD makes it harder to breathe and worsens over time. As a caregiver, you may juggle many roles. Being connected to the right resources can help. That's why the Learn More, Breathe Better program and Respiratory Health Association created the COPD Caregivers Toolkit. This free toolkit will help you better understand the disease, prepare for doctor's appointments, navigate home life changes, help after a COPD flare-up, and stay mentally and physically healthy through it all. Help your loved one live better with COPD. Visit nhlbi.nih.gov/COPD-caregivers.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Tune in this Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. for the Islam Today show, with a perspective on moral guidance and Islamic principles and values.
Represent!
Want the latest in word swag? Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. It's the shop tab on wordradio.com. You can look good and show the world that you're all about Black Talk Media.
Be sure to tune in to the Electric Magazine with Vera Martin, Saturdays, 7 a.m. on WURD, 900 a.m. and 96.1 FM. Progressive Black Talk Media.
We are the home of Progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. As I was sharing with you before the commercial break, I said I cannot wait to jump into this conversation. So I'm not even going to take too long. You understand? Not even going to take too long. I want to remind you, David Levy-Bey, brother David Levy-Bey, with whom you are all familiar, one of my family members who's come to talk with us times in the past, has brought a guest with him. He's brought a friend with him, Troquad Akeem. Family, I invite you to the conversation with the both of them. Well, hello, gentlemen.
Hello. How you doing?
Evening.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Great.
Welcome, brother David. It's been a while, David. It's been a while since you visited with us.
Time flies.
It really does. It really does. So listen, I know this hour goes by so quickly, as you know, and we have some good things to talk about. Would you please share with us? Well, first of all, for those who are unaware or just simply don't know, brother David Levy-Bey, affectionately known as Brother Dave, is a board-certified master herbalist and certified natural health professional. He has brought a friend with him tonight. So, Brother Dave, would you please share with us and introduce Troquad?
So, Troquad is a brother that lives in Tupelo, Mississippi. Troquad became a client of mine like roughly about 3-4 years ago, Troquad, is that right? And
2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
And him and his wife had became clients of mine, and as well as his daughters. And Troquad was raised up on farmland in Tupelo, Mississippi, and his dad blessed him with land, and Troquad grows his own food, and very, very, very knowledgeable about growing food. He's actually helped Tupelo, Mississippi in the school system teaching agriculture. So Troquad is very knowledgeable on that information. And, I'm thankful to bring him on because in this day and age, we really need to understand that growing our own food is becoming more and more important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a question for Brother Troquad. Troquad, first of all, welcome and thank you for coming. Thank you so much. So what do you and your family grow? What specifically?
Well, the number one plant that I grow is okra, and that's because of the history of my family and okra, because in the 1940s, my father's side, they actually had to depend on a field of okra to pay all of their bills, pretty much generate finances in their household. So once I found that out, and then of course how I got into this, it just made sense for okra to be my number one crop. And I've had the most success with it. So I grow other things too, but that's my number one.
My mother loved okra. OMG. That just brought a smile to my spirit. What else? So what else do you grow?
Tomatoes, peppers, squash, various herbs like basil, parsley, cilantro, Yeah, and even I even get into flowers, like edible flowers. You know, most people know about sunflowers. You can eat the seeds, but I grow another, quite a few other flowers that are edible, like marigolds and calendula and borage and nasturtium.
Oh my goodness. So which is funny. I'm sitting here looking like a kid in a candy store because I just read the other day, I was reading about edible flowers. Um, so it's just nice to hear you say that. Just nice to hear you say that. One of our love lights, Miss Rosalind, she shares, I love okra. It's very nutritional. It's a very nutritional vegetable for the skin and body. Everybody can cook okra. You know what? I never learned how to cook it. Like I said, my mother loved it, but
It's not hard. It's
it's
not
not.
hard at all. Right, Troquad? It's not hard at all
It's not
make
hard at
okra.
all. And then the best part is you'll get the best okra if you eat it fresh off the plant.
Wait, is that when it's like kind of slimy?
Well, actually, if you get it right off the plant, it's not really that slimy. Now, if you let it sit in the store in the produce section for 3 days, then it starts getting very slimy even while it's fresh. I don't like it after I would say 24 to 48 hours off of the plant. I wouldn't even be interested in eating it fresh.
See that? See that? I learned something else. I learned something else. How do you cook okra?
If you have a problem with the slime, I learned that you can cook it in a cast iron skillet on high heat or like a wok, and you're acting like you're trying to burn it. And it will actually dry a lot of that slime up. And when you eat it, you'll get, the okra texture, but it won't be slimy. Because I don't personally like it when it's boiled and slimy. I like it fried.
I like it fried too.
Okay. Miss Rosalind shares, I like okra, corn, and tomatoes over rice and some fried chicken. Ooh, Miss Rosalind. That sounded amazing. Wait a minute. And Malcolm shares that his late mother used to cook okra. Oh my goodness. And Miss Viola, hi, love light. She shares, hello there. I'm the okra lady. Oh, Miss Viola, look at this. I had no idea, y'all. I had no idea. My mother, I mean, she loved it. She could eat it every day. She really could. She loved it just that much. Miss Diane shares, yes, you have to know how to cook okra. Also, Brussels sprouts are delicious, caramelized with garlic, olive oil, and butter. Ooh, Miss Viola shares she baked okra in the oven.
Yep, you can.
Yep.
You can roast it.
Yeah.
You can roast it. It's really good roasted.
Oh, see that, y'all. Okay. So, Brother Dave, it was important to you to bring Troquad here with us today.
Absolutely.
You wanted to talk about some things.
Yeah, I wanted to, say that, Troquad really is doing some really great things out there with growing his own vegetables. And Troquad, from learning from me, his blood type is O positive, and Troquad started producing foods that were good for O type blood. So a lot of the stuff that grows in his garden is based on his blood type, which he always gives me credit for teaching him that. So, Troquad, you want to go into that?
Please.
Yeah, it's so interesting how we got to this point because I found Brother David on the internet in 2020. Right when the situation started, and then I told my wife, I said, we got to go to him. We have to go to him. I was like, at the time we were following Dr. Sebi, which I still follow a lot of that. But I told my wife, I said, this guy is so wise. I said, when we go to him, I said, we may have to do some things that don't go along with our vegan lifestyle, following Dr. Sebi. And one of the first things he told me was, that doesn't make you healthy. And he gave me a reference book. It was a blood type encyclopedia. I have it right here. And I ordered it shortly after he told me about it. And there is so much information in this. And I started to look through it, and he sent me the information that was in it before I even got the encyclopedia. And I started going down the list of all of the foods that, would agree with me. And I started ordering seeds. And pretty much the entire garden, everything that I have growing are things that are on the list that Brother David gave me. So in essence, I have an O blood type garden because Brother hit me at a pivotal. I was committing to the garden, and now pretty much everything in our garden is exactly what our family needs. Because thankfully, me, my wife, and both of my children all have O blood type. So we, generally we eat the same foods, with an exception of a few things, because there are a few differences.
Understandable. So I want to make sure our family members who are listening via the radio are aware of the book that you showed us. The book is titled Eat Right for Your Type. Eat Right for Your Type. So this is the blood type encyclopedia, and it reads, it's a complete blood type encyclopedia. Oh my. Okay, so I'm getting that book.
Thick.
Right?
Yeah, it's thick. And it's not even that expensive. For whatever you pay for it, it's going to pay for itself in your health. Because it's really changed. This is one of the things that Brother David has shared with me that has changed my life. Because he shared a lot with me. And it's all been continuously blessing me since, because it was my wife that got the consultation. And when I saw everything he shared with her about herself that she didn't tell him, I said, oh, I'm getting me a consultation, definitely. And shortly thereafter, I got mine. But funny enough, he helped my daughters before he even me. So I was the last person in the house to get helped. So I completely, was ready to do whatever he told me. So I got my consultation because I had saw it work.
Wow. One of our love lights, Dolores, shares greetings all. I'm so happy to hear that as a people, someone is seeing what is going on with the food. So thankful for y'all. Diane shares, I'm hungry now. I love how these young men are growing fresh food and are teaching others how. And Pamela, our love light, Pamela Bottoms Cooper shares, that book is one of the best books I have ever purchased. Wow. Our love light Rosalind shares, shout out to Brother David for teaching us about the blood type. Tells you a lot about what's going on in your body. Yes.
Absolutely. And
Khalil shares, shout out to my late mother, as she used to cook okra when we were kids. He shares, I never liked it and I won't eat it to this day. But I'm sorry, David. What were you about to say, David?
No, I was saying that it's so important to understand and know your blood type, and especially for mothers that are raising a family, because you can give your child food that might agree with you, but don't agree with them because their blood type is different. And you might get mad at your child or say, oh, you better eat that food. And they might say, Mom, it make my stomach hurt, or Mom, I don't feel good. And you think, oh, well, they just don't want to eat it. But it could be because that food doesn't agree with their blood type. You understand what I'm saying? And Dr. White used to say it all the time. He said, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, he said, I can find some things wrong with you too, because a lot of times, a lot of vegetarians and vegans aren't necessarily eating the right particular foods for their particular blood type. They think just because it's a vegetable or just because it's a fruit that it's automatically good for them. But that's not necessarily the case. You understand what I'm saying? And so you have to know and understand those things, You
have to know just how important how your blood type is.
Right.
It's so interesting because, growing up, I never had that conversation about my blood type. Never had a conversation about my blood type.
Most people don't.
It wasn't even until my good and grown adult life that I even knew what my blood type was.
Right.
I think just most recently I realized, what it was, but I had no idea for the majority of my life what my blood type was. So I want to ask you about something because you mentioned to me about organic food. What does it mean for a food to actually be considered organic?
So, and Troquad will probably go into it further, but the difference between organic food and non-organic food is the type of synthetic pesticides that are sprayed on foods, like synthetic meaning human-made pesticides that are or herbicides or fertilizers that's put on food versus organic food is more grown naturally without those pesticides. Although organic farmers might use a type of pesticide that is plant based, on the food, but usually it's because it's free of those synthetic made pesticides and herbicides and fertilizers. Am I correct, Troquad, in that?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. And older people who are, say, in the 70, 80 range, who watch the organic movement start, they're offended by what we view organic as today, because we are more concerned with what type of pesticides and what is being used. But the people who actually started the movement back in the 40s, they were more so concerned with using biological processes to produce good quality food. And that's kind of a part of it now. But now it's more, is that on the list or is that not on the list? Did you pay your money or have you not been certified? Is your license expired? So it gets deeper into more politics now, but at the root of the word organic, yeah, it's pretty much what kind of things are you putting on your plants. If it's synthetic or if it's acceptable, because it even gets blurry with that. But if you're buying, you do want to go for the organic 100%. But I'm dealing with people now who are trying to get us to the next level of this, even beyond what that regulation says for organic. We want to get back to the land and actually make sure that their produce has what it's supposed to have in it, and that it actually increases your health. Because sometimes organic, it could not have any additives in it, but it may not have your calcium and your zinc and your iron and your B12.
Magnesium, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've always struggled with organic food when I see it in supermarkets or what have you, because now this is only my way of thinking, that they always include some sort of preservative or something to keep it fresh, in the supermarket. So I've always struggled with that, just how organic
it really is.
It really is.
Right. Well,
right, because it gets to the gray area.
Yeah, and some supermarkets will tell you that something's organic and yet it's seedless. You know what I mean? Like plenty of times I've seen organic seedless watermelon or organic seedless grapes, and it's like, wait a minute, how can it be organic if it has no seed?
Exactly.
Everything comes from a seed. So like Troquad was saying, it gets kind of like in a gray area, like, okay, they say it's organic, but is it really organic? You know what I'm saying? Because whenever you eating something that's seedless, you got to think about, how did it grow? Everything came here to a seed, even us. You understand what I'm saying? So how did it grow? You know what I mean? And one of the things that I can tell people is that when you eat seedless fruits, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, some of us who like seedless fruits, especially like those of us who like seedless watermelon, a lot of times because we're just lazy, we don't want to spit out the seeds. But the truth of the matter is, the seeds have so much nutrition. I eat the seeds too. I don't just eat watermelon and spit the seeds out, because you're missing on the nutrition in the seed. You know what I'm saying? Do you know watermelon seed is so good for men, so good for the prostate, so good for your kidneys? Why would you spit it out? I'm eating the seed too. It clears your urinary tract. Watermelon seeds are a very healthy item. You know what I mean? So spitting out the seed, you missing the best of the watermelon. You know what I'm saying? But when you sit up there and eat seedless watermelon, what it does is it robs your body of a mineral called manganese, and manganese helps to regulate your blood sugar levels. So a lot of times when you're eating seedless fruit, you become manganese deficient. Thus, you get told you're diabetic, when you might just only be manganese deficient. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, Troquad, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Wait.
So when you're eating, now I'll let Troquad go ahead. And when you're eating seedless fruits and seedless, vegetables, if your body gets robbed of a mineral called manganese, which is a mineral that helps to regulate blood sugar levels.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when your body's deficient in manganese, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could go to a medical doctor and be told that you're diabetic because your blood sugar levels are off, but you're only really just manganese deficient. And if you replenish the body with the proper levels of manganese that it needs, your blood sugar regulates.
Wow.
So I've had plenty of clients who've had that situation where they
my
were told that they were diabetic, and I said, no, you're just manganese deficient. You're deficient in manganese, and if we replenish your body with manganese, your blood sugar levels will regulate.
Mm.
And eating the seedless fruits is notorious for doing that to your body. And so, Troquad, what you was going to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say first. Ironically, talking about seeded watermelon, that's what you That's what you use to heal my daughters. Before I even got my consultation, because they were having repetitive UTIs and skin infections and issues with their gut. And you said you could choose to do cranberry juice or you could choose to do seeded watermelon. They love watermelon, so they ate seeded watermelon for a week. That was 4 years ago. They have had no problems with UTIs. They have not had a UTI since. And we followed your recommendation, and they haven't had any other issues. So that just shows how powerful watermelon and watermelon seeds are, because he specifically said choose only seeded watermelons and tell them to eat the seeds. So they ate the seeds, it cleared up, no issues for 4 years.
And I'm sitting here in awe, and I don't know why, because I've had my own experience with you, David. I don't know why. I'm shocked. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
And I was just gonna follow up to what he said about the seedless fruit, because just to put it in a very simple term so that the kindergartner could understand it, when the body is breaking down your food, it has a manual, and it looks in the manual and it identifies what that food is. Then that manual tells your body how to break it down, how long it's gonna take, what temperature, what pH, and where to put everything. So when your body looks at a seedless fruit, it's like, this is almost a watermelon, but it's missing the minerals that Brother David mentioned. So it says, hey, we have to go in the body and get these minerals so we can bring them here, so we can put it into this food, so it will follow this manual, so that then we can break it down. So that's what leads to the deficiency, because your body has to provide a mineral before it can even break down the food, because it's not complete. When they came up with these seedless fruit, a lot of them is because they plant, and it will be a 1 generation mutation, because it will not be able to multiply. But us as humans manipulated it, and now we got it to where it can grow, and now we can eat that fruit and we can replicate it. But it's not helping the body, though. The body should not be eating these mutated fruit. They should have, they should not be able to be multiplied. Like, they should just fizzle out and be gone, and we continue eating the food that can multiply.
My Lord. Fellas, hold tight. Family, you sit tight. But you also know that the phone lines are open. We're going to take a commercial break, and we are coming right back.
Word Radio Digital Tip of the Month is brought to you by Comcast.
You may have recently gotten a distressing call. Someone that sounds exactly like one of your close family members has some type of emergency and needs money. Or the person on the other end of the phone claims to have kidnapped your family member and is demanding money. Either way, the call sounds legitimate and you are very concerned. Before you panic, understand that these types of calls are very likely AI generated. The goal is to get access to your bank account or credit card information in order to commit fraud. One easy thing you can do to protect yourself is to have a secret code word among your family members. If the person who called you can't tell you the word, you know they're not legit. Another thing you should do is report the phone number to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. You can enter the details of the scam on the website so that it can be investigated, and hopefully the scammers aren't able to harm anyone else. It takes all of us to be vigilant and pay attention when something doesn't sound right, but also to do our part to try to stop scams by reporting them. Stay tuned to WURD for more tips and stay connected with us at wordradio.com.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. Benefitscheckup.org.
Tune in this Saturday at 6 p.m. and the first Saturday of every month for Start Your Own Business with host David O., president of the Asian American Chamber of Commerce of Greater Philadelphia, right here on Word Radio. The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. Word's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. The Public Health Management Corporation is hiring for exciting roles, including a medical director and registered nurses. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative. Brought to you by Word Radio, progressive Black Talk Media.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black Talk Media, WURD.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. In this hour, we are talking with Brother David Levy-Bey, and he's brought a friend, Troquad Akeem, a new family member. Family, forgive me. Now, on Thursdays, we usually talk with Dr. Z, and I forgot to tell you, to let you know that she could not be with us this evening, but she sends all of her love, and she cannot wait to get back to the family. So I would be terribly remiss if I did not share that with you. But before the commercial break, we were talking about so much about how wrong this daggone food industry is. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. The one thing I did see, Miss Diane, you know, you always have me cracking up. But Miss Diane says, if you don't know your blood type, you can easily get an online blood kit that will tell you. Also, your doctor can do it. Thank you for that. And Khalil shares, organic in the market isn't right. From what I've been seeing, the food has been rotten and spoiled. See, that's to my point. And our love light Dolores Davis, that is, shares, thank you. Now in the markets, everything is seedless. The babies are not getting their nutrition, nor are the elders. You're so right. You're so right. You are so right. And Diane shares, I agree. The doctors are too quick to tell you that you've got diabetes or that you're pre-diabetic. What is that? You either have it or you don't. Yeah, I've always wondered about that. When I hear people say that, I don't know what that means. You're pre-diabetic.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is that when you're talking about diabetes, one of the things that you better think of when they first say it is that I need to change my diet, because that's what led to it in the first place. And then start looking at, you know, what is my body lacking that help cause my blood sugar imbalance. You know, one of the things that will throw your blood sugar off is if you don't exercise. Exercise is so very important to maintaining your blood sugar levels. You know, so exercise is important. You know, eating the right foods is important. You know what I mean? And taking the right supplements based on your deficiencies in the body. And so to find out the type of deficiencies you have in your body, you see someone like myself. But you know, that's the next steps you should be taking. Then sitting up there taking insulin and, you know, putting yourself further down the rabbit hole. And you know, when we talk about these foods, you know, these foods being genetically modified, it's these genetically modified foods, which, you know, with the genetically modified foods is that they're altering the DNA structure of that food. So if you're consuming that food what do you think is happening to your DNA? It's getting altered. So you wonder why you have the behaviors of these people out here acting crazy today. That you don't realize that the food consumption that they're consuming is causing this issue. You know what I mean? I'm gonna run down a list to you of some of the most known genetically modified foods that are being genetically modified.
Please.
Alfalfa, apples, canola oil, corn. Corn is the most GMO food out there. You know what I mean? Cotton, eggplant, papaya, pineapples, potatoes, salmon, soybeans, squash, summer squash, also sugarcane. Like these are sugar beets. These are like the most known genetically modified foods. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to be careful, you know, with what we're consuming. And then you know, they put codes on the food to let you know what that food is, and it's called the PLU code. It stands for price lookup code. But when you see a code on the food that's a 4-digit number, it's usually an indicator that food has been, you know, conventionally grown. Okay, if you see a 5-digit number starting with the number 9, then that's usually an indicator to you that it's an organic grown food. And then if you see a 5-digit number that starts with the number 8, that's usually the indicator that tells you that it's GMO. Now let me tell you this, that as of 2015, they started taking those numbers off of the food, so you don't know that it's genetically modified. You know what I mean? When you see a number 8 at the beginning of a 5-digit code on the food, that's usually the indicator. But some places have removed it so that you don't know.
See, how is that even allowed by the Food and Drug Administration? How is that even allowed? I don't see. This is what I'm talking about. Now, I have another question for you before we go further. When growing food, composting, Troquad, can you tell us, number one, what composting is for those of us like myself who are not really sure, and how important it is to growing our own food?
Yeah, in simple terms, composting is really just piling up some organic material, which could be leaves or grass or even cardboard, paper, that can break down with bacteria and fungus. Usually you want to make sure that it's a large pile, at least about 1 meter by 1 meter, which is about 3 feet by 3 feet. You want it 3 feet wide, 3 feet long, and probably about 3 feet tall, so that it can, and it needs to be moist. And what it'll do is, it will, if it's on the ground, it's best on the ground, like where there's some dirt at, some soil. And what'll happen is the microbes will move up into that pile, and they'll start to break it down. And they'll produce a whole lot of heat, a lot of stinky smells. And what they'll do is they'll turn that organic material into soil. And it can happen, you know, if you're doing really good, you could do it in 3 weeks, or it could take a year. But that's pretty much what compost is. And it's very important for us rebuilding the soil, because with the way that they farm today, with the big tractors, they don't use compost. They actually destroy the soil in most cases.
OMG. Okay.
So you see why it's so important to try to grow our own food. You know what I mean? But it's,
well, you and I had a brief conversation about this. But it quite honestly, I feel like there's a flashing neon light right now saying, just screaming at me, grow your own food. I really do. And, you know, especially because we've talked about this, Dave, about the illnesses, about and just had the conversation about how quick, you know, the doctors are to diagnose these
disease. Now, you know, we have to also become better ingredient readers when we're purchasing things, because they'll put information on packaged food to let you know that it's been genetically modified, because you'll see in the under the saying, it'll say bioengineered. And when you see bioengineered, you already know that that's genetically modified food. That food was created in a laboratory. And I don't know if you remember, Cal, it was a few shows back that I did with you when I talked about I had bought this potato salad, and I said I usually don't buy potato salad out of a store. And I tried it, and it tasted pretty good. But then I read the label, which I should have did before I bought it. I don't know what I was thinking about that day. But when I see bioengineered on there, I'm like, this is going in the trash. I am not eating this. I took a few bites and was like, oh yeah, this is really good. There's something said, read the label. I said, oh my goodness, this is bioengineered. Let me trash this.
Let me ask you something. You know how we talk about growing our own food, and sometimes some of our family members will say, well, I started with, I'll just say an apple that I bought from the supermarket. I started with that. I just, started with that. Is that healthy to do, or would you suggest not doing that and starting from seeds themselves? Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just curious what your opinion is. Like if you bought a bag of apples and you started growing, or some carrots or whatever, what have you, if you bought it from the grocery store, since we're talking about the supermarkets and the food industry, would your suggestion be to just start from seeds?
So Troquad, what would you say about that?
I would say if that's the best option that you have to get started, then get started. It's a non-judgmental place. That's where I'm coming from. But if you have a choice, I would say it would be better to just go ahead and spend anywhere from $3 to $5 and get a good packet of seeds that you know exactly what it is, you know what to expect, and the source of those seeds. Because some of the things that are in the supermarket, like for instance, bell peppers, you may take some seeds from a bell pepper and plant it, and then 3 months later, once it produces peppers, it may look nothing like the bell pepper that you bought. Because some things are hybrids, and they don't have to put that this is a hybrid on the package.
Heavens to Murgatroyd, y'all. So listen, this is what I want to do. And I see you shared a video with me earlier today, and I'm telling you, I'm going to try this. Family, y'all know. But I want to share this video with you guys, with the entire family, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, sit tight, sit tight.
You will need 4 items. Get you some soil. Here's your aloe vera, an egg, an apple. Use Colgate. Place the apple in the soil. Push the dirt over it. Water it a little bit. Now cover it up with the jar. After a while, you'll have this here. It starts to grow. Take it out. We're going to transplant this into another pot. Make sure the pot is moist. Don't put it in too deep. Right on top, use Coca-Cola. Pour the Coca-Cola on top of the plant. And you will have your own apple tree inside of your home. Tag me when you do this. I love this idea. And I remixed this video from the original owner. So make sure you guys give that person credit.
Fellas, what do you think? Oh, it is silence. I couldn't wait to talk about
I'm gonna let
this
Troquad talk on that, but I would say this. I kind of was taken back when she used the toothpaste and the Coca-Cola. I'm like,
well, no, you know what? I will say, so to the point about the soda, I had an azalea bush, and it was not doing well, and the suggestion was for me to pour Pepsi on it. I poured a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi, and that it was beautiful. It was so vibrant, even more vibrant than it had been. So when she said the soda, I was okay. But when she said the toothpaste, I said, that's interesting. But I mean, I wouldn't knock it because
Yeah, I mean, I seen the plant
ingredients,
look good, but but then the thing about it, like that bush that you grew, that's not something you're eating, correct?
No, not the azalea bush. No,
exactly.
Well, but it was because of the acidity in the soil. The soda was controlling the acidity in the soil.
And the plant grew really nice. I mean, I get that part.
But the same concept is here.
Yes.
She was now I don't know what kind of soil they used, but that was my takeaway, that they were changing the acidity in the soil.
Yeah,
they were adjusting the acidity in the soil. So.
I'm with you on it, Carol. I'm with you.
You with me?
But I'm just saying that you haven't seen what soda do to your insides.
No. Now listen. Yes, I don't drink soda. I don't drink soda at all. I don't drink carbonated beverages.
Right.
I'm saying, and I try to limit anything with the, acidic. But I thought that was interesting because I understood where she was going with the Coca-Cola with the soil. I understood.
I got you.
I understood.
Troquad, what would you say about that? Because this man,
I would say,
taught agriculture in school. So
right. So, wait. You know what, Troquad? Hold on, because it's time for a commercial break. But when we come back, Troquad is going to break it down for us. But I can tell by your silence. Ooh, family, stay with us. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
For a weekly dose of sports news and history, tune in to the Chris Murray Report, Saturdays at 11 a.m. only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
We gathered real Pennsylvania seniors and asked them how they would benefit from an extra $1,000. Here's what they had to say.
Everything is so expensive these days.
Car expenses, repairs.
Like groceries, heating costs.
Medications. Sure, I could easily spend $1,000 like that.
Through Pennsylvania's property tax rent rebate program, eligible seniors and adults with disabilities could receive up to $1,000. Check your eligibility and apply online. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
I love this song! I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
June is Black Music Month, and this year, the WURD Message in the Music series presents Trans-Afro Express, the global impact of African, Caribbean, and African-American music. Join us on Friday, June 14th from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live, 3025 Walnut Street. This event features a panel discussion, live performances, and the flyest Afrobeat, reggae, hip-hop, and R&B dance party in Philly. If you love to dance and you want to learn more about the global impact of our music, then join us Friday, June 14th from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at World Cafe Live. Admission is $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Get your tickets now at wordradio.com. This Black Music Month event is in partnership with Fun Times Magazine and brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone First, and Pico.
Long nose, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Family, hey there. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick. Here we are. I showed a video before the commercial break, and I shared that we were going to get Brother Troquad's opinion. Before we do so, I do want to share, Miss Rosalind shares that she grows peppers, tomatoes, avocados, and lemons in her house. Diane shares that she grows tomatoes, green onions, peppers, and she'd like to grow lettuce and spinach. Harry shared he just saw The Watermelon Man, and he said the same thing. He said, eat the seeds and all.
Yep.
And Miss Rosalind, she's going to beat me with the wet noodles. She said, Carol, who's going to eat those apples? You know better than that. So she was not happy about that video. Also, she said she wants me. I'm going to put your information up, David, for anyone who has an interest. But that tickled me. All right, Troquad. I don't have a drum roll, but imagine one. What's your opinion? What are your thoughts on that?
I'll just say that was a first for me. I have never seen it, and I don't have any personal experience with it. But what I will say about plants is that they do have a secret life, and plants can do some pretty crazy and weird things that just don't really make sense. So I'm gonna just chalk that up into the I don't know. I'm not gonna knock it because I haven't tried it, but in my own experience, I do try to limit what I put on my plants to what I would like to wind up in my body. I try not to use things that are chemical based and that are that could have an effect on the environment, because that could potentially work. That could potentially make that plant grow. But how would that toothpaste affect the microbial life in that soil?
Yeah.
It may actually kill some stuff. So I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna knock it though.
It might kill some good stuff. Troquad, I just love Troquad. He said, "Well, now listen." He's so politically correct. I love it. I love it. I love the compassion in your responses. I truly do, and we need that. So thank you. But it was so funny to me. The look on your face alone. That David said, get out of here with that. But Troquad, I could see you thinking, like, okay, so I know she's coming to me. Ask me. Let me formulate this response.
Listen, I can tell you honestly right off the bat, that's something I definitely will not be trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just
so
not
the egg
gonna
was
do it.
okay. The egg was okay with you, just not the toothpaste and the soda.
Yeah, in my 20 years of experience in holistic health, I'm staying away from that. You know what I mean? It might work, but guess what? There's another way you can do it. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna go with that other way.
Oh my goodness! So when you know what? Because I want to. Our love light, Miss Rosalind, she was sharing that she attempted to get in touch with you, Dave. I'm going to put your information. She asked me to share your information. So, family, you all have heard me talk about Brother David. You know, he's been here in the past. He's visited with us. I had a consultation with him, and I shared with you all about my consultation. Troquad, we talked for 5 hours. I don't think I've talked to any other human being for 5 hours in my life. And I did not know I had that kind of time in one day. Okay, let me just share that. But it was so well worth it. It was so well worth it. So if you're interested, you can call or email David Levy at 856-209-4379. You can email him at DLEAVY83@gmail.com. I'm going to leave that up just for a minute for those who might be writing it down. And I should tell you too, during the commercial break, I ordered my book. It's on sale right now on Amazon. Okay. It was only $14. It was $14.
You can't beat that.
It will be here tomorrow. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
It will be here tomorrow. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I went right to Amazon.
Yeah, the information is so powerful in that book. You know what I'm saying?
But Dave, I wish I needed to order my encyclopedia. No better time than the present. I'm excited about it.
Absolutely. You know,
Nasir shares, thank you for all of your information. He ordered the book. How about that? See, we were on the same page.
Yeah.
Oh, so you know what? And here's a question. Dolores asks, do you need to test Philadelphia soil before planting anything? Anyone know the park in Philadelphia that was tested and it was contaminated? Those kind of important things are silent. Contamination does stay in one spot. That's a very important question because I've been looking to plant in my very own yard. I don't know anything about testing soil.
So you definitely want to make sure that you're getting the right, type of soil. And there is soil out there that is more favorable for growing food than say others. Now there might be other soil out there from companies that might have been more companies known for growing soil for regular flowers, and then they got into the food soil. But a lot of times their soil that's for food is not necessarily the best. So there are other soils out there. You know, Troquad's probably pretty familiar with them, but there's some other soils out there that you can get for growing your food. So, Troquad, you got any that you would suggest?
Yeah, first I would like to say to Carol, definitely you do want to test your soil if you're going to be putting your plants into the soil, into the ground.
Okay.
Even if that property has been under your management for years, because sometimes it could have been contaminated 100 years ago, and it could still be there. They could have built something there, contaminated it, and then decided to, make it residential. They've done things like that across the country.
Yeah.
And so you want to test. You want to test for contamination. You usually can go and get it done locally at like an extension. You would have to, look up your area. In my area, we have a university that has an extension, and you go to that extension office and you tell them, hey, I want to test my soil, and then they give you the instructions, and then they'll let you know, like, is it contaminated? Does it have the right nutrients for you to grow? If it's deficient in something, you may need to add that. And then in response to what Brother David said, there are good companies out here where you can buy soil that has already, been packaged for you to, grow a garden. So you could get garden soil, or you could get raised bed soil. Or
what do you think about
potting
organic soil? What about organic soil?
Yes, organic. That's the way that I go, because and then you still want to read the ingredients on your organic soil, because there is a loophole where some companies can put things into the soil and then compost it for so many days, and then they can mark it as organic, even if it came from an unfavorable source. Like, let's say some GMO cows or some GMO, some chickens that are not organic. They could still put that into their product, and in so many days they could consider it organic. So you still want to find a reputable company. Like,
that makes sense.
There are a few. Like, I think Happy Frog is a real popular one. Now, it's on the expensive side, but you know what you're getting. There's a lot of good things added to that soil. And if you look at it side by side with some cheap soil that you get from just a Walmart, which you can get, some of that soil is good. I don't want to make you think that you can't get soil from there, but the place that I mentioned, Happy Frog, they're like one of the top level one.
Okay.
There's one that has the word Vermont in it, and then there's one that has the word Maine in it. I can't remember the exact names of them, but those three companies, they have really good bag soils.
Well, I'm taking notes. I sure am. We had a caller who wants to know the name of the book. It's Eat Right for Your Type. It's the encyclopedia of the blood type. Now this reads, okay, I might want this. Is the revised and updated version. Now, was the book? Is that by Dr. Peter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you're talking about. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the book. The one that I bought is about the hardcover.
Okay.
1411. It's 53% off right now on Amazon.
Wow. That's beautiful. But wait till they find out that we found out about it. It'll go up.
Yeah. Listen. That is the truth. Okay, it'll be $75 tomorrow. Carol, you told a tale. You told a tale.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, fellas, I cannot thank y'all enough. Now, David, it has been far too long since you've been here. Just far too long. Don't let it happen again. I'm sharing David's information once again. For anyone who is interested in calling or emailing him, you can do so by calling 856-209-4255. 4379, or you can email him at dleavy83@gmail.com. I'm leaving that up. I'm leaving that up for just a moment. Just a moment. Fellas, what will you leave us with today?
One, I just want to give people an example of when they're looking at the codes on their food. So to give them an example, a standard yellow banana, right, will have a code like 4011. Okay, so that's like a conventionally grown banana. Okay, but if it's say it's a organic yellow banana, it'll have a code like 94011. So the 9 in front of it means that it's organic. But if you see a yellow banana and it has a number on it that says 84011, that's when you know it's GMO.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you for that, fellas.
Mm-hmm. So next time you go in the supermarket and you look at those codes on the food and you see a 4-digit code, you know that's conventionally grown. So that means that's not organic. It's conventionally grown. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but it's just not an organic fruit or vegetable. But if you see the 5-digit code, the 9's in front, you know it's organic. If it's an 8 in front of that code, you know that 5-digit code, you know it's GMO.
It is not. All right. On that note, family, on that note, fellas, thank you so much. Until the next time, because David, I know you'll be back. Troquad, will you come back as well?
I bring Troquad back.
That's right.
Because Cal, you got to see his garden. You have to see the pictures of his garden.
You have to show us pictures. Troquad it's already spoken. It's done. Okay. Family. Praising God from whom all blessings flow. I ask that you continue to pray. We all need it. Pray for your loved ones. Pray for your enemies. Pray for the healing of the world. I thank our guests for sharing your time, your energy, your attention, your space, your spirit, and your knowledge. And I thank you, family, for doing the exact same. Special thanks to the entire Word family, especially Nick and Niall, for all that you do. Happy birthday once again to all of our love lights who are celebrating. Family, remember, we are all in this together. So please be good to you, but be good to those around you. Be careful and be kind, because God loves you, but so do I. Family, have a great rest of your night and a great weekend. And be sure to join us Monday through Thursday, 7 until 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Hey there, family. Have a good weekend. Love you. Bye.